fifth NCAA Baseball Video Bulletin for the 2005 season. My name's Dave Yaste, National Coordinator of Baseball Umpires for the NCAA. This week, we want to begin with some comments from conference umpire coordinators brought to our attention during our last conference call. The first issue is in regard to umpires viewing videotape after a fight or altercation. In these situations, the umpiring crew or the crew chief should view the video by themselves and not in the company of any of the coaches. The second issue involves Rule 115E, and that relates to batters' elbow pads. We ask that you review this rule before your next series with your entire crew and make sure that we are consistently and fairly enforcing this rule across the country. Now let's turn our attention to some plays and situations that have occurred over the last week or so. This first play begins with a runner on second base and U1 positioned within the middle of the infield. The pitch is bunted, and you'll see a play develop in the first base area and a swipe tag by the first baseman. I first want to commend the first base umpire for hustling over to try to get an angle for this tough play. After reviewing the play several times on tape and talking to the umpire, we both agree that he should stop about here to view this play. You'll notice he keeps moving and actually makes the call while on the run. Having said that, I'm not completely convinced that if he had stopped there, he would have been able to make a different call on this play. Look how close this play is. Does he tag the shirt sleeve or not? Second thing I'd like to emphasize in this clip is after the defensive team's head coach comes out and questions the play, our first base umpire immediately goes to the home plate umpire and seeks help. Based on the input from the home plate umpire, our first base umpire changes the call. On this pitch, our plate umpire has to decide between a foul ball and a hit by pitch. He rules foul ball based upon the sound that he heard at the time. My first suggestion is to take our time as a plate umpire in this situation. We want to take all things into consideration. I understand hearing the sound of the bat being hit, but I also would like us to read this batter and realize that most of them are not fast enough to create this situation to try and fool us. As in the first clip, this is a very, very difficult call and is really inconclusive after all the replays. I again applaud our umpiring crew for getting together and attempting to get the call right. In this clip, you'll see a batter hit by the pitch. The defensive team's head coach argues that he made no attempt to get out of the way of this pitch. As you know, our rule provides that a pitch that is inside the lines of the batter's box, the batter does not have to make an attempt. This is a proper ruling of hit by pitch, and the batter awarded first base. This is a great example of batter interference. Please note that the catcher doesn't make a throw, but that is not required in this play. The batter swings and misses, steps across home plate, and interferes with the catcher's opportunity to throw out the runner. The batter's declared out, and the runner returned to first base. In this last play sequence, we start with runners on first and second base and a base hit to the outfield. R2 scores and R1 attempts to score. I want you to first notice the initial position of our home plate umpire. he is in a great spot to view all that is about to happen. He makes no call as the ball pops loose from the catcher's glove on the tag attempt, exercises great timing as the runner and the catcher both dive back for home plate. We will close again by highlighting our points of emphasis for the 2005 season: game management, tobacco use zero tolerance policy, and the forced play slide rule. We thank you again for your time and attention, and please check back in the next 2 weeks for another video bulletin.